Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are from Group 3K and today we will be presenting our report on sustainability performance measurement. Let me introduce our team members. First, me, Nur Alia Zafra. Then we have Nur Shanina. Next, we have Nuri Maisara. And finally, Nurul Farhana Afifa.
Hi, my name is Nuri Maisara. I am gonna explain what is SPM. SPM is a sustainability performance measurement where a structured system used by companies to track, measure, and report their environmental, social, and economic performance. It helps businesses understand how their operations impact not just by profits, but also people and the planet. Through SPM, organizations can monitor how efficiently they use natural resources, how fairly they treat their employees, and how ethically they operate. This system encourages transparency, accountability, and long-term thinking, which is pushing companies to move beyond short-term profits and focus on creating lasting value. For example, businesses can track their energy consumption, measure workplace safety, and assess workforce diversity. All of these indicators help them take meaningful steps toward becoming more sustainable. Now, why is SPM important? Firstly, it reduces environmental harm. By monitoring things like resource use, waste, and carbon emissions, companies can find ways to operate more efficiently and reduce negative impact on their environment. Secondly, SPM promotes social responsibility. It ensures fair labor practices, improves employee safety, and supports community well-being. This action not only protects workers but also builds stronger relationships with local communities. Third, SPM ensures regulatory compliance and helps meet growing stakeholder expectations. Governments, investors, and consumers increasingly want to see proof of ethical and responsible business practices, and SPM delivers that. Lastly, SPM improves competitiveness. Companies that demonstrate strong sustainability practices are more likely to attract customers, talented employees, and investors. By comparing performance across departments and setting benchmarks, businesses can also identify gaps and improve where needed. Sustainability performance measurement is essential for effective ESG reporting. It breaks down into three key pillars: environmental, social, and governance. Under the environmental aspect, SPM helps track important metrics like carbon emission, energy consumption, and water usage. For the social dimension, it measures diversity in the workforce, employee safety, and community engagement initiatives. Meanwhile, in governance, SPM ensures companies monitor audit results, ethical compliance, and adherence to codes of conduct. SPM is more than just data collection. It provides the foundation for accurate and transparent ESG reporting by helping organizations define clear and measurable key performance indicators or KPIs. These KPIs make it easier to communicate progress to stakeholders, regulators, and investors, ensuring that sustainability claims are backed by real performance. Moreover, SPM supports responsible investing. Investors today are not only interested in profits, they want to see ethical, environmental conscious, and well-governed companies. By aligning with global standards, SPM helps businesses access green financing, gain tax incentives, and enhance their public image. It also plays a critical role in risk management, helping companies avoid penalties and build long-term trust. In short, SPM strengthens ESG strategy by making sustainability measurable, reportable, and investable.
Hi, I am Farhana. I will be presenting on real-world tools and methods in Strategy Performance Management or SPM. SPM focusing especially on the Sustainability Balance Scorecard (SBSC) and Sustainable Supply Chains Management (SSCM). We will look at how two major companies in Malaysia, which is Tenaga Nasional Berhad and Nestle Malaysia, apply these tools to integrate sustainability into their operations. Firstly, the Sustainability Balance Scorecard is an enhanced version of the original Balance Scorecard that created by Kaplan and Norton. While the original Balanced scorecard focus on financials, customer satisfaction, internal processes, and learning and growth. The SPSC adds two crucial dimensions, which is environmental performance and social performance. This makes the SPSC perfect for companies that want to include sustainability in their strategy. It allows them to set measurable targets, track key performance indicators, and manage their economic, social, and environmental impacts together. Tenaga Nasional Berhad is Malaysia's largest electricity provider. It's a real example of SPSC in action. With growing pressure to cut emissions and support climate goals, the MB uses the SPSC to track environmental targets like carbon emission and renewable energy, social goals like community support and staff development, also financial goals to keep effort profitable. In 2022, the MB avoided 7.3 million tons of CO2, reached 87% customer satisfactions, and kept power outage to just 45 minutes per customer. These goals are managed by their Sustainability and Energy Transition Committee, making sustainability a key part of their planning and leadership. The SPSC helps the MB turn its sustainability goals into clear and measurable actions. For example, under environmental goals, the MB monitors its carbon emissions based on how much electricity it produces. In terms of learning and growth, it looks at how much training employees receive in green technology. For social aspects, it's focused on how well it engages with stakeholders and supports rural development. This approach makes sure that the sustainability is not just a separate project, but a key part of the MB daily operation and long-term planning. And now, let's move on to another important tool in sustainability, is Sustainable Supply Chain Management, or SSCM. SSCM involves including environmental, social, and ethical consideration at every stage of the supply chains, from sourcing raw materials to delivering the final product. This is especially important in industries like food, where supply chains can have serious impact on deforestation, water use, pollution, and workers' rights. By adopting SSCM, companies can protect their brand reputation and create long-term value, while also contribute to global sustainability goals. A good example of SSCM in Malaysia is Nestle Malaysia. Their supply chains involve many suppliers and farmers, especially for crops like palm oil, cocoa, and coffee, which are often linked to deforestation and labor issues. Nestle follows its responsible sourcing standards, which give clear rules for suppliers, such as respecting human rights, offering fair working conditions, and protecting the environment. The company has already sourced 100% of its palm oil responsibly. 92% of its cocoa is sustainable, and it can trace its ingredients back to trusted sources. Nestle's commitment to SSCM also includes how it runs its factories and protects the environment. Since 2022, all its factories in Malaysia use 100% renewable electricity, helping to avoid 75,000 tons of carbon emissions every year. It has also reduced water use by 20% per ton of product compared to 2015. Through a reforestation project called Project Relief, Nestle planted 476,000 trees in 2022 and aims to plant 3 million trees by 2025. The company also follows a zero waste to landfill policy and recycled over 27,000 tons of waste in 2022. It also plans to make all its packaging recyclable or reusable by 2025. And lastly, Nestle SSCM efforts also support local communities. The company offers training to farmers to help them farm better and more sustainably. It also supports sales programs and promotes gender equality. These actions help improve the lives of farmers and families, especially in rural areas, and make the whole supply chain stronger and more sustainable.
Next, I will be presenting on the benefits and limitations of Sustainability Performance Measurement, or SPM, by looking at two major Malaysian companies, which is Tenaga Nasional Berhad (TNB) and Nestle Malaysia. These two companies operate in very different industries, which is energy and food, but both have integrated sustainability into their operations using structured frameworks. First, let's start with TNB, which is Malaysia's national electricity provider. TNB has implemented a tool called the Sustainability Balance Scorecard, or SBSC, and this is an extension of the traditional balance scorecard but includes sustainability dimensions such as environmental, social, and governance, or ESG factors. One of the key benefits of SBSC is that it gives TNB a holistic and balanced view of performance. It allows the company to align both financial and non-financial goals like increasing revenue while reducing carbon emissions or improving public trust. This is very important for a company in the energy sector, especially as it moves toward renewable energy and greener technologies. Another major benefit is strategic alignment across the organization. With the SBSC, different departments such as finance, operations, and environmental management can work toward common sustainability goals. These goals are translated into key performance indicators, or KPI, which encourage collaboration and create shared accountability. For example, technical teams may be measured not just by output, but also by their contribution to energy efficiency or reduction in emissions. And lastly, the SBSC also helps improve internal accountability. Employees and departments are assessed and even rewarded based on how well they contribute to sustainability objectives such as system reliability, carbon reduction, and stakeholder engagement. However, there are also limitations. First, implementing SBSC across a large organization like TNB is not easy. It involves major changes in culture, processes, and training. Second, some social impacts like public trust or employee well-being are difficult to quantify. These are important outcomes, but they can be easily measured in numbers, which may lead to them being overlooked. And the third is the SBSC requires accurate, real-time data from across the organization, which demand a strong digital infrastructure, and without it, the system can fail. Now, let's turn to Nestle Malaysia, which operate in the food and beverage sector. Nestle use Sustainable Supply Chain Management, or SSCM, as its SPM tool. This focuses on ensuring sustainability throughout the entire supply chain, from sourcing of raw materials to manufacturing and distribution. One of the most important benefits of SSCM is that it improves supplier compliance and accountability. By applying sustainability scorecards and monitoring tools, Nestle ensures its suppliers follow environmental regulations and labor standards. This is especially important in the food industry, where brand image and consumer trust are closely tied to ethical sourcing and safe production practices. SSCM also builds long-term partnerships with reliable suppliers who share Nestle's values. These relationships help create a more resilient supply chain, reducing risk and encouraging continuous innovation. In today's global economy, this kind of trust and transparency is critical for long-term success. But again, there are limitations. First, managing a global supply chain that spans over many countries is not easy. Monitoring, auditing, and ensuring ESG compliance across thousands of suppliers is extremely costly and time-consuming. Secondly, Nestle faces the risk of greenwashing, which means companies may exaggerate their sustainability achievement. Without proper third-party audits, it's hard to verify if reported practices are actually happening. And lastly, small suppliers, such as rural farmers, often lack the digital tools, ESG knowledge, or infrastructure needed to comply with Nestle requirements. This makes it difficult to achieve full traceability and compliance across the entire supply chain. In conclusion, both TNB and Nestle have adopted structured SPM tools that suit their industry context. TNB used the SPSC to support its transition to sustainable energy, while Nestle used SSCM to ensure responsible and ethical sourcing. These tools provide a strong foundation for strategy alignment, accountability, and stakeholder trust. However, both companies also face real challenges, including resource constraints, data quality issues, and the difficulty of measuring qualitative impacts.
Now, I'll be sharing how Sustainability Performance Measurement or SPM supports the development of effective incentive and reward systems in companies. SPM involves tracking a company's environmental, social, and governance (ESG) performance through specific KPIs. These KPIs help align rewards with sustainability goals. There are two key types of incentive. First, internal incentive. For example, Nestle Malaysia provide bonuses linked to ESG targets like waste reduction and energy efficiency. Similarly, TNB includes ESG KPIs such as smart grid progress and safety improvements in employee evaluations. Second, external incentive involves support from outside the organization. Nestle benefits from tax rebates, solar incentive, and carbon credit trading, while TNB receives green financing through schemes like GTFS, GITA, and GITA. Each company also tracks specific metrics based on its industry. Nestle focuses on greenhouse gas emissions, water use, and recyclable packaging, whereas TNB monitors carbon intensity, energy efficiency, and customer satisfaction. These targeted metrics ensure accountability and meaningful progress. Moving on to the next slide, let's look at the impact of this sustainability-driven incentive. Sustainable incentives and rewards can create a strong positive impact on an organization. For example, by linking reward to ESG performance, companies like TNB and Nestle have managed to improve employee engagement and awareness. TNB's Green Ranges program encouraged staff to actively participate in sustainability efforts, while Nestle saw more employees involved in initiatives like recycling and energy saving. From a financial angle, these incentives help reduce operational costs and open up access to green funding or tax benefits, as seen with TNB receiving exemption under GITA and GITA, and Nestle benefiting from carbon credit participation. More importantly, these efforts also enhance the company's reputation. TNB's inclusion in the FTSE4Good Index and Nestle's global recognition through MSCI and Dow Jones. This gives investors and the public greater confidence in their long-term sustainability. Overall, sustainable incentive leads to better ESG outcomes, improved efficiency, and a stronger brand image, showing that being responsible is also a smart business strategy.
To conclude, Sustainability Performance Measurement or SPM is a key approach for companies to manage their environmental, social, and governance performance. Tools like SPSC used by TNB and SSCM by Nestle Malaysia show how SPM is not just about the data, but about making sustainability part of business strategy. By linking SPM with rewards and incentives, companies motivate employees to meet green goals while also gaining external benefits like tax incentive and funding. This creates a responsible and proactive company culture. Overall, SPM supports better decision, builds trust, and helps businesses meet global sustainability standards. While there are challenges, the long-term benefits make SPM a smart investment for the planet and for business growth.